Hi everybody! In this video I want to show you everything about our digital sales room feature. Digital sales rooms give you the opportunity to present a shopping event designed by you to the selected customers. So it doesn't matter whether you want to interact with the customer in real time or the customer navigates independently at any time through the shopping event. Both is possible without any problems. At this point, please note that the digital sales room feature is available from the Shopware Beyond plan. You find the digital sales room module in the administration within marketing and then digital sales rooms. At this point, we will start with the configuration. So to be able to use the digital sales rooms, you need a daily.co account, so an API key, and a setup Mercure service. These two services are set up by your developer or administrator with the help of our developer documentation. So let's start with the video and audio daily.co settings. First of all, we've got the sales channel drop-down menu at the top here. So here you can set the settings for all sales channels or dedicated to a specific one. So if you have only one sales channel, the settings for all sales channels is sufficient. Of course, you can also use the inheritance to make the settings for specific sales channels, which may differ from the others. Then we've got the video and audio daily.co settings, starting with the API base URL. This URL is provided by an external video service provider. Also, the API key, you can find the corresponding API key for the URL down here. So, as I mentioned, these are the settings where your administrator or developer can help you. If we scroll down a bit, we come to the presentation default layout settings. At this point, you set the standard pages for the corresponding places with the selection from the drop-down menu. So starting with the product detail page and the quick view page. So this, for example, determines which layout your customer sees when they click on a product. This layout will make your product stand out better. Then you can set the standard layout for the listing page and one for the end of the presentation. This layout down here will be seen most often by all the other four, as this layout will be seen every time the presentation is called up once you have finished your presentation. So if chosen correctly, it will allow you to recall the impressions of the live presentation and thus maintain the enthusiasm for your products. So if we scroll down a bit, we come to the guides section. This feature enables guides to perform actions for the customers. So this can be, for example, adding items to the shopping cart or liking products. The customer must specially agree to this before the guided presentation starts, but you as a guide always have the option to request this authorization during the presentation. Scroll down a bit more. Here we have the appointments section. Here we start with the auto close appointment after X hours. So here you can specify after how many hours the appointment will end after or end if there is no more interaction. Then we've got the default appointment domain. Select the domain for digital sales rooms here. If you need more detail about this, you can find them in our documentation or in our developer documentation. At the bottom here, we've got two drop-down menus, one for the default send invitation mail template and one for the default cancel invitation mail template. At the very bottom of the configurations, we find the real-time service or Mercure settings. As mentioned at the beginning, your developer or administrator will help you with the entries here. Now, I would like to show you the settings for the presentations. You can find these under Marketing, Digital Sales Rooms, Presentations. In this overview, you will see all the presentations you have already created, but in our case, I will now show you how to create one. So just click on New Presentation for this. First of all, you should enter a name and then save the presentation to get further editing options. So we'll enter a name and then click on Save. Once you have saved the presentation, you can access the editing module. So this is basically divided into 3 areas. We've got the information, layouts, and appointments. Let's go through the layouts section. First, we've got the Create a New Layout button. This button takes you directly to the designer of the shopping experiences. Next to the button, we've got the Insert Existing Layout button. Here you can assign layouts that you have already created, and you can also select multiple layouts. Above the button, we've got the Preview Presentation link. This shows you a preview in the storefront as soon as a layout has been added. Layouts that are added in the Layouts area are always standard templates. They can be used for multiple presentations, and you can use special presentation layouts and regular layouts as well. If you open the layout by clicking on the name, you will be taken directly to the designer of the shopping experiences. You always change the standard template here. To adapt layouts individually for a presentation, use the function Overwrite Content with the context menu on the right side. So I will just test-wise add a few pages here. So a landing page, a product listing page, a product detail page, and for our test case, just the ended presentation page. On the right side, you find the context menu, which I mentioned just then, with the possibility to edit the page or layout, to overwrite the layout, and to delete it. So, landing page. An element of the landing page type does not contain any products, which is why you will not see any product options here, just like here. Then we've got the product page. So the product detail page, this is this one. The Add Products button opens a drop-down menu from which you can then select products quickly and easy. So just click on products or 0 product added. Here is the drop-down menu where you can then select your products for the detail page. Then we've got the category page, this one here. If you click on 0 products added in this case, a new pop-up window appears. They can add the appropriate products using a manual selection or a dynamic product group. So if you click on the context menu and press Overwrite Layout Content, this button takes you to the Layout tab. They can then quickly make changes for the respective layout, which will then be saved for your presentation. In the Layouts tab paragraph, you will learn which adjustments you can make. So I'll come to that just in a few minutes. Then all the way down to the appointment section, by default, a self-guided presentation is always created, which can be sent directly to the customer via email. This is this one down here. Otherwise, you can also manually enter appointments here that are intended for this presentation. As mentioned a few seconds ago, you can use the Layout tab to quickly make changes to the layouts of the respective presentation. But you can only change the layout for the selected presentation and not the default template. So if you click on Layout tab, you see the layout selection up here. So choose one of your selected pages, and then you can overwrite the content. Also, you can go there via the General tab. Just click on Overwrite Content with this text marker. For example, I'll just choose our product page, our category page. And then you also get the layout section with the selections or settings. Content, in this tab you can set the type of the new layout. You have the choice between standard, large image, and minimal content. So standard, big image, minimal content. Then we've got the sorting tab. Specify here if you want the default product sort to be displayed or if you want to use your own sorting. So show product sorting or use custom sorting. Obviously, if you activate it, you can then set your sorting settings down here with the drop-down menus. And then we've got a filter tab. You can choose here by which properties the products can be filtered from the customer. So if the standard filters are not sufficient for you, you can also add further filterable properties here. And you can configure filterable product properties, if you activate the settings. So this is only possible if you activate this here. If we choose a detail page, we get the content and settings sections for the default layout. So again, under content, this field allows you to quickly add text to the layout. And under settings, you can define the text should be, or how the text should be aligned. We've got the vertical align, top, center, bottom. And you can select manually, you can manually select products here again. With the large image gallery, you can again go into the content settings, select more media, open media, or upload files from here. And in the settings tab, you can choose your settings from the display mode, minimum height. You can say where the arrow navigation should be, or the dot navigation, or the preview navigation, and further settings for zoom, full screen gallery, large image, or keep aspect ratio on zoom. And then again, you get the content and options for the 2-column text section or settings for cross-sellings. So this is respective how you designed your layout and which settings are possible then. Now let's get started with the appointments. As mentioned, you can set appointments from the presentation. So we've got the appointments section down here. Then click on create appointment, and then you can create an appointment. Or you can go via marketing, digital sales rooms, and then appointments. Click on new appointment if you want to set a new one. In the overview, you find all your already existing ones. This top one was created when we created the presentation. So this is the default appointment, which is always created when you create a presentation. We distinguish between two types of appointments. A non-guided appointment is generated by default when creating a presentation, as already mentioned. With a non-guided appointment, the customer can navigate through the presentation on their own. And with a guided appointment, the customer is guided through the presentation in real time. In a few seconds, we will show you, or I will show you, where you can view all appointments at a glance and what the differences are between creating a non-guided and a guided appointment. So here we are in the overview of the appointments. The overview shows you all guided and non-guided or unguided appointments and dates. You will find the most important information there, and you can also directly copy the appointment and guide link. The participant link is always given to the customer, and the guided link is given to the corresponding guide who leads and presents the customer through the appointment. This allows the new invitation management, which is available within the appointments and can also inform about changes to the appointment. Let's create an appointment together. For this, click on New Appointment. Here we go, or get to the general settings of our appointment, where we can find general settings, the invitation link, and the video and audio settings for this appointment. Let's start at the top with the general settings. Presentation. So here we select an existing presentation. Note that this option is only available if you create an appointment via the presentation menu. So we have already done this, so we will select the test presentation for this. Then we've got the guide. Here you can set which user should be assigned to the presentation. I'm logged in with admin. Then here we've got the mode. So here we can select between a non-guided mode or an unguided mode and the guided mode. Here we've got the field for the name. So we will just give the appointment the test name. Then we've got the attendees. Here we can select our attendees from our existing customers. I'll just choose our Erica Superstar as an attendee. Then we've got the only invited attendees section or button, where we can activate if only attendees or invited attendees can join. Then we've got our presentation starts at and presentation ends at. So here we can set the dates. Message, enter a message here that will later be included in the email. Below you can see how your email will look like later. So this is the preview of your email. And then we've got the invitation link section, where we set the domain and the individual link. So domain, here we just select the domain, and with the individual link you can enter an individual suffix and overwrite the automatically generated participant and guide links. If you are happy with your settings, you can either directly click on Send, or you can click on Save Without Sending. So I'll just save without sending in our case. I would like to mention at this point, if I add email recipients to my settings, the invitation will be sent. The option Save Without Sending refers to changes that I make without already inviting people. If I click on Send, I then select who should always be informed about future changes to the event. For example, if another person has been invited or removed. So I can send an email to newly added and previously invited attendees or only newly added attendees. If the appointment is changed significantly, so new appointment, time or date, then all participants are automatically informed. Also important, if you have to cancel the appointment, you can do this for yourself and all the attendees in the general settings of the appointment. Right down at the bottom, just click on the Cancel Appointment button and then the appointment will be cancelled. Back in the overview, you can now see our created appointment here with all the information about it. We've got the presentation which has been added. We've got the name of our appointment, the language and the date. We can see which or if the appointment is unguided or guided. If it is guided, you can also see the respective guide here. And you can copy the links for the attendees or the guide directly from the overview here. You can see if the appointment is active and when it was created and by whom. If you enter the appointment again, you can, after some time, see which attendees have accepted the invitation or which attendees have clicked on maybe or declined the invitation. At the moment, you can see that these are still pending. At this point, also, instead of cancelling the whole appointment, you can also use the option to cancel the appointment for just one attendee. So if you, for example, want the business customer at shopware.com, if you want to cancel the appointment only for this attendee, you can do this by clicking on this link here. But now I'd like to show you the whole thing from the other perspective. So let's start with the view of the guide. To do this, I just copied the guide link and logged in with the access data for the guide. Then here, I automatically get to the page with all the presentation details and presentation tools. I can open and close these tools at the bottom left. Just click on this blue guide tool button then. Here I can start the presentation. So if I click Start Presentation, the participants can join the presentation then. Important to know here, when the guide starts the presentation, all participants who were previously in a digital waiting area automatically receive access to the digital sales room. Then up here we've got our tools. With our instant product listings, salespeople can react to new customer requirements. For example, if products are not listed in the presentation, the salesperson can go live to the product database and add the desired products for the customer as a new presentation page of the existing presentation. Then we've got saved products. This is the watch list for the salesperson, which they can use, for example, to show products to their customers again independently of the products on the presentation slides. And the salesperson can select these products in the same way as with the instant product listings via the connection to the product database. Right down here, you can also forward the pages, so you can go back or forward within your selected pages. If you have already started the presentation, obviously your attendees can see the respective page you select. Here are some notes. So when notes for the guide were added in the shopping experience, they will appear in the left bottom corner with this button here. These notes can be used to give additional information to the guide. So just as you know it from other programs where you can read out some notes which the attendees can't see then. Also down here, we've got the pages, so our navigation menu. Here you can switch between the individual pages of the presentation for you and your customers. So click on the pages button down here, and then you can see your page 1, the landing page, page 2, the listing page, page 3, the detail page, and page 4 is our ending presentation page. Customers can see in real time when you switch from one page to the next and are thus led by the hand according to your needs. So this dynamic allows you to capture the attention of the participants and keep them with you during a longer presentation. Now I have started the presentation to explain all the other points. So after starting the presentation, I've got the possibility to change the view. At the moment, I've got the content view, so focusing on our content presentation. But I can also set the view to speech, so this is me then, or to conference, where I am on eye level with all my attendees. Then I can set, if I choose the content presentation again, I can show my video in the corner. I can set it here or just put it down here. I can minimize it again or maximize it. Then I've got the settings with our broadcast mode. As already mentioned, if I activated the microphones and cameras of all participants are switched off permanently. Then I've got the end presentation button. So if you are done with the presentation, you can just click on the button end presentation. The attendees will still be able to view their shopping cart and wish list, even though you have ended the presentation. On the right side, we've got our attendees. So I can also open and close this dashboard with this button down here. I can search for attendees. At the moment, only I joined, so this is the reason why there is just one person joined. Not joined yet. These are my attendees from the presentation or the appointment, and you can see that they have not joined yet. In presentation at the moment, as mentioned, just me, so admin. And also here you've got the possibility to activate the broadcast mode. If you want to, you can also mute all attendees with this button or copy the link down here with this button. Next to the attendees button, we've got the recently viewed button. So if we click on here, we see the recently viewed products. I can see the history of all viewed products that I have shown within the presentation. But note, here the guide only sees what products they saw last. This is independent of participants or attendees, as they each have their own last viewed button and area. If you want to, you can also save a recently viewed product. So just click on Save Product here. I can save products to refer to them again later. For example, if I want to continue talking but want to say something important to this product later. I can then find these products again on the left-hand side in my tools under saved products. Next, to the last viewed button, we've got the wish list. To illustrate this, I dialed in as an attendee and added a product to my wish list. I can also see which products are more in demand as all wish lists are summarized in the internal view for me here in the list on the dashboard. So with the drop-down attendees, I can filter or jump to the wish list of an individual attendee. And the search field, allows you to filter the wish list for specific products. If I filter the attendees, so for example, Erica Superstar, which has added this product to her wish list. So if I set the filter to this attendee, I can also click to add to cart for the attendee. So if I click this button and switch to cart, I can see which product, or I can see that this product is added to the shopping cart of this respective attendee. If I filter with all attendees again, obviously I get the list of every product which has been added to the shopping cart from all the attendees. Now I would like to show you the customer or the attendee view. I start with the Go to Guide button. This is this button down here, Go to Guide. So if my guide is talking about a product and for whatever reason I can't remember which product the guide is talking about, for example, or where the guide is on the page, I can use this button. Because if I click on it, the area where the guide is currently located is highlighted. This can be easily recognized by the blue frame. So this is the example. My guide is talking about the drill, and a few minutes later I can't remember which product the guide is talking about, so I can easily click on Go to Guide, and then I can see the highlighted product up here. The same occurs when I just highlight the other product. If my guide is on a product detail page and is, for example, talking about the reviews, I'll show you just in a second. So the guide is talking about the reviews, and I can't locate the guide anymore as an attendee. I just click on Go to Guide, and then the area also here is highlighted again. If I am, as an attendee, looking at a product, the guide can see this in his view. Another point here is that the guide can call up all product data on a product detail page. So, for example, or on a product detail page or on a listing page. So this is the listing page, and me as a guide, I want to show you the details of a product. Me as an attendee, if I click on this product, I can only see the quick view, but as a guide, I can open the details for this product. So I automatically get to the detail page for this product. Another exciting point is the wish list, which I can view together with the guide. This is again only controlled by the guide. So if I open the dashboard, from the guide view, I open the wish list as a guide, I can click on Open on Page. And then also for the attendees, the wish list will be displayed. As you can see here, this opens the wish list in a big view on the page here. Further points in the attendee view. The dashboard on the right-hand side is similar to that of the guide. All areas are the same, but content may differ slightly as mentioned at the beginning, as the guide has more overview options. But I also have the button Attendees, Recently Viewed, Wishlist, and Cart. Down here, I've got the Show Video button also, just like the guide. So I can drag and drop this button. So if I want to open the video as a small image, I can just drag and drop it wherever I want it to. Here I can see the view of the guide, and this is the view or the video port of the attendee. Obviously, I've deactivated the camera because in our example, I am the attendee and the guide at the same time. So this is this. And the setting options that I am shown as a participant or attendee when I join the appointment can also be found at the bottom at any time. So if I open these settings, I get to my video and audio settings. What's new is that we now have several virtual backgrounds and different blur levels. So we have light blur, medium blur, and strong blur. If I don't want to have a background, just click on none, or you can also add your own background. All other camera and sound settings are self-explanatory. And last but not least, I would like to show you the view for an unguided appointment. So I have signed in as the attendee of this unguided appointment. So ultimately, there is no much more to explain here. As the view does not change, I only have the possibility to go through the pages myself and do not see any other participants in the dashboard on the right-hand side, because this is only a self-guided appointment for myself.